Amigos, welcome to Shooting It with Yankee. Oh, wait a minute. Whoops. That's another channel. This is going live with H4T. So I might have to do a new series. Might have to start to call this Saturday Night Live with H4T. Once again, it says very bad connection. Yeah, whatever. Going to be doing a couple things with the ARs, guys. I need to switch a couple of optics around and see what goes down. The picture looks blurry to me for some reason, but I don't know why. I know live streaming is different, but anyway, let's get right on to the deal here, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to be doing. As you guys know, this is my guy in here. Love this thing right here. Very much. This is my MPX. My SIG MPX. Right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking that EOTech off of there, and I'm going to be putting it on this AR-15, and I'm going to switch the Leupold Delta Point Pro and put the smaller one onto the MPX. Just makes more sense to me to have that on the MPX. I tried to sell this. I listed it for sale. Didn't seem to have a lot of interest in it. So I'll go ahead and use it, see what I think about it, and things like that. I wanted to sell that and get another, get another EOTech. Put money toward getting an EOTech, and I offered it at a very good deal, but nobody seemed to buy it, so we'll deal with it. Let me know, guys, is this connection coming through good? If you have any questions, send your questions through while I'm live. I know this crazy thing's saying very bad connection, so I don't know what the deal is with that. So we'll try to work through it. But, if you got any questions or anything, just let me know. Anybody on? Is this thing on? Okay, here we go, though. It takes a few minutes always, guys, to get people on when you do these. So let's go ahead and get right into the meat of the thing. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and take off this Delta Point Pro. I'm just kind of half wondering if I should stop the live and just do a regular video. Hey, thanks for the question, Keith. Actually, Jade came out of it. Jade's doing really well. She's running again. She's barking. Her legs are fine. She's doing really well. So I'm hoping that stays true. I mean, she's really back to her normal self. I have no plans right now of doing anything with Jade as far as having her put down. Somebody asked me about my thoughts on the Kel-Tec. Guys, I'm not real fond of the Kel-Tec KSG. Well, let me put it this way. Of all the Kel-Tecs out there, I did like the KSG. But just kind of Kel-Tec in general, I don't know. Kel-Tec has a bad reputation with a lot of their things that they produce. I'm not a big Kel-Tec fan, to say the least. But I was always kind of a fan of the KSG. Always wanted to try one, and I won't even put that gun down because I've never even known one. I've never even shot one yet. I have handled them, but out of all the Kel-Tecs there are, the KSG is probably my favorite Kel-Tec. Other than that, I just don't know. I know, guys, it's got the new, what is it, the sub 2000 carbine or whatever, 9mm, and the front sight went flying off, and when the gun was new. Just a lot of different nitpick stories on Kel-Tec out there. But if you have one that runs great, then by all means, and stick with it. So here we go, guys. This picture looks very blurry to me. Hey, no problem. Reading some of the comments here. Alright guys, so here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and roll with this. What I'm going to do is take this Delta Point Pro off of here. Loosen it up enough. There it is. Here's the sight, guys. If anyone wants this, $275 shipped. Let me turn it on here and I'll show you the sight. Okay, sorry about that. There it is. See if I can get it to show on camera. Wow, that really does not show like it looks in person at all. But anywho, there it is for you. Pretty nice looking sight. It's got the triangle in there. It's pretty cool, actually. And you would aim using that triangle, and you would put your shots on the tip of the triangle. Got that cranked on there a little bit good, so I'm going to go ahead and get a nice big blade screwdriver. Crank on this a little bit. Take this EOTech off. We're going to put the EOTech over on this. By the way, guys, this is my new AR-15. I'll probably just go ahead and do a video of that, and I'll skip the video for now because on the rifle, because I'll just do it on a video format and not live. So let's do the old switcheroo here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Very careful what I lay this on. This is my baby. This MPX is my baby right here, and I don't want to put some Loctite or something there on the table. But anywho, so basically I'm going to put this Delta Point Pro on here, and not for sure where it's going to go though, so I do have to eyeball this and see where I want it. I gotta loosen this up just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Gotta kind of eyeball this and see where I'm gonna want it at. Let me get my brace out of there. Let me flip my brace out. Huh. I don't know. I guess right there. I guess right there is looking good, and it just happens to be as far back as it can be with these offset sights. So I'm liking the way that looks so far until I can get to the range and try it out. Got a little bit more ammo today, guys, so I have some 9mm ready to go, just target. And then I got a few more boxes of some cheap 223. Because I'm going to be sighting in an AR again, of course, for my where I put the aim point, or I'm sorry, where I put the EOTech on. So here's the EOTech, pretty cool. I like it, nice and lightweight. It's lighter than it looks, but I like EOTech, guys. I used to not be into EOTech, and anymore I like them. So here's what that looks like, guys. The Delta Point Pro on there. Got my O light on there. Got my weapon light right there. There's the Delta Point Pro on there. My offset sights. These are the real deals. These aren't fakies. These are Duick Defense offset sights. I shoot left, so they're off to the left, so I can just turn the gun like this. And love this gun. But now I'll set these out for more long range, and that'll be that on that one. So see how the Delta Point Pro does on that. I just feel with the 9mm, you know, that is a close quarter combat weapon. It's 9mm, it's small, it's got a short barrel. The Delta Point Pro is definitely, I feel, better suited to that, and the EOTech is better suited on one of my AR-15s. So what I'll probably end up doing is I'm gonna put the EOTech on my Warthog. You guys know I love this gun. One of my favorite guns, the Warthog lower. So I'll probably end up putting it onto that. What I've also been looking into, guys, let me know if any of you have this or not. I've been looking into the Haley, Travis Haley offset rail, and then mounting the Travis Haley weapon light on that. So, like, in other words, I forget what it's called. It's the Haley offset. It mounts right here, and it'll throw the Picatinny rail off to the side here, and then the Picatinny rail here, you can put your light on, and it holds it nice and up out of the way. So when I get that long grip like this, I can come back and push it. So I'm definitely contemplating buying that. That might be the next thing I want to get for my AR. I definitely need to get a weapon light on it, and I think that's the route I'm going to go. That's what I like. What's up, Armed Rebellion? Yeah, somebody said let the zombies come. Yes, the thorntail. Exactly what the word I was missing that I wanted to say. The thorntail mount is what I want to get. And I mean, for what it is, it's kind of expensive. It's 50 bucks, you know, for that. Oh, okay, somebody just told me that they have it and like it. Okay, so what I'm just kind of concerned with is mounting it on top, if it'll hold my light off to the right good enough, and I think it will. I really do. I think it will. Here's a blast from the past for you guys. Yes, a Colt 6920 700. Yeah, that's a good deal. That's actually an AR I want. That's actually one of the ARs that's on my list to get real soon, is a Colt 6920. I've seen a video on YouTube where a guy shot, I think it was 8,000 rounds before he even cleaned his gun. And he showed the cleaning after 8,000 rounds. It looked like you dipped the parts in mud and then put them back together, and the gun was still running fine for him. Then after the 8,000 rounds he shot and then cleaned it one time after the 8,000 rounds, he continued on with that gun, and he went up to 20,000 with it, and I think he stopped making videos about it. But Colt is, you know, I know there's all these fancy ARs out there and fancy names and all this tactical stuff. I'm gonna tell you guys what, Colt ain't no joke. And just the stuff I've seen and I've read, you know, about guys running 10,000 through them and minimally clean them every once in a while, very scarcely, and have no problems. But the guy with the 8,000 round video, try to look him up. When he's cleaning this gun, he can't, like, anything he touches, it's coal black all over his skin. And I've never seen anything that dirty. And yes, ARs are priced right now, guys. Now's the time. But here is my, I gotta get to put the bayonet lug back on there. But there's my 590A1. But this goes back on there. It's not the bayonet lug, I'm sorry. It's the sling adapter. I gotta get put back on there. So I forgot to put it back on, but that'll go. But I love this guy. This is a great shotgun. I put the XS big dot sight on there. Got the Magpul furniture. Somebody said, do I have any bump stocks? You know what? Bump stocks are something that I've never been into. I absolutely 100% think that they should never ever be banned or even have any legislation at all. But a bump stock is a novelty item, and a bump stock. How can I put this to you? I heard an expert. Let me tell you guys something here. Let me talk about the Vegas shooting. Let me tell you guys a little story about the Vegas shooting. This, you know, you kind of hate to go down this route and speak like this, but sometimes to educate people, you have to talk like this. So, I heard a marksman from the military on he was being interviewed on a news show. And he really didn't want to go down this route, but he had to just for the... Yeah, bump stock is total novelty, but let me tell you something, though, about the bump stock. A real marksman from the United States Services was on a show, and he said what civilians and what most people don't understand is that if you take the ratio of how many he killed at Vegas with a bump stock, okay, 59 people were killed. Let's put aside the injured, okay, for now. Injured could have been anything, but let's put aside the injured. Let's talk about the kills. He had 59 kills, and if you take the time he shot, this marksman from the military said that he could prove that with a bolt-action rifle, shooting one shot at a time, that he could have got 3 times as many kills in that time span. Now, he wasn't saying this to, he didn't want to, how can I say this? He didn't want to say things like this and make the families upset or anything, but he had to say it in order to get some knowledge out there and all this stupidity of these people talking about bump stocks, okay? It wasn't the bump stock. But a marksman said that with a bolt-action rifle, he could have got 3 times as many kills shooting one shot at a time and working the bolt every time he pulled the trigger. So it's ludicrous to get on there and say, well, the bump stock is what made him do this. No, the bump stock didn't make him do this. So that's my little mini rant about that, and I'm sorry to go off on that tangent. What does it say? Am I selling what? I couldn't see what you said there, buddy. The bracket for my camera was turned off, but he asked if I was selling something. No, I'm not selling any guns. Not at the moment. I don't have anything for sale. But the only thing I was selling was that Leupold red dot sight. So, you know, the left is always looking to get something from us. You know, it's like one of them said years ago, never let a good tragedy go to waste. It would be the same argument if a drunk driver wrecked his car and got paralyzed and the drunk driver sued GMC Motor Company for for a cause of injury. No one would allow that. In fact, no one would call for reductions in governors to be put on vehicles so it would limit your speed. You know, no one calls for the banning of Lamborghinis when there's a lot of deaths in them in Germany. But but here, these anti-gun politicians want so bad to disarm a society, because when you have a disarmed society, they have total control. There's absolute control. There's always going to be an element of bad things that happen with the freedoms that we have. It's the nature of the beast. Unfortunately, it's the way it works. In other words, you're always going to have times where there is shootings where innocent people are killed. And even if you gave up your freedoms for a tad bit of security, it still wouldn't matter. Yeah, I agree with you, Gadsden Jim. A lot of the injuries could be anything. Some of the injuries in Vegas were people getting trampled on, people getting crushed on the ground, ricochets, people bumping into people, and things like that. There's a whole myriad of things that we could go into. The bump stock, in my opinion, and I hate to say this, but the bump stock saved lives. And I said this from the beginning, but I didn't voice it in public. But the bump stock saved lives, and I'll clarify to you why that is. If you would have had a shooter that knew what he was doing and had the right optic on that gun, he would have shot many, many more people, many more, and got many more kills than what he did. But because he put a bump stock on there and just rattled it against his shoulder into a barrel of fish, it had an effect that there was only a certain amount of people out of 22,000 people. 22,000 people in one confined area, and there were 59 people killed. That's because he had a bump stock on it. That's why only 59 were killed. And I don't mean any disrespect to the family members or anybody that was in that Vegas shooting, but the truth has to be told. And sometimes, guys, the truth isn't always pretty. And there's nothing else I can really say about that. Sometimes the truth is ugly, but I have to tell you the truth. Regardless of how bad that sounds to say. So, what else you guys want to talk about? Any more new and exciting news? Guys, here's another thing. Hey, what's up, Soviet Sniper? What is up, buddy? Let's talk about this. So, I've known a lot of the business side of YouTube. Not that I was in any kind of all kinds of business dealings, but just because I've been in this for so many years, I've always known about the business side of YouTube and the different things that go on. But some things have been coming to light on YouTube that has really kind of shocked me. Different things that people that I know and I think I can trust on here that has told me that is really opening up a can of worms with some things about, like saying that the NRA is, paying people, wanted to pay people for an interview so it will go out to the gun channels and the gun community on here. And there's a lot of things coming down the pipe that I just was unaware of. And I've been in this almost since the beginning. And I know a lot of the inner workings because I talk to a lot of different YouTubers on here. So a lot of this stuff was kind of shocking to me that of what's going on around here in the YouTube gun community. Now I know people get into these little nitpick fights about it's gun culture, not gun community, like they mean two different things. I mean, come on, it's a word. And number one, when I speak of gun community, I'm talking about a community as the community on YouTube. I'm not talking about my personal life. So, these guys get up and they're like, oh, it's gun culture. It's gun community guys are the ones that you want to stay away from. Gun community, it's like saying the makeup community on YouTube. Okay? I'm not talking about my personal life at home. I'm talking about on YouTube as a community on YouTube, a group of gun guys. So just to clear that up, another mini rant. Jaeger blocked me from his channel. I don't know if he completely blocked me, but he has my comments hidden from view, and I don't know why. Don't know what I did to get his panties in a bunch. But Jaeger has me, I was thinking about calling up there and asking him, what the deal is, see if I can get a hold of him and say, hey, what's the deal here? I never trolled him. I never said anything bad on his comments. The only couple things I remember commenting to Jaeger was when Jaeger came out for some reason and was shooting the Smith & Wesson shield and going on and on about how good it was. Something kind of struck me as odd about that. Like, what's going on here? Why is this guy coming out with the shield so hard? And then he made a statement that kind of struck me. And he said that the Smith & Wesson Shield 9mm is the smallest gun that he considers a fighting gun. And he says he doesn't consider the Glock 43 a fighting gun because it's smaller. So I commented to James Yeager in the comment section that a fighting gun is not determined by the pistol or rifle. A fighting gun is determined by the user. And all I know is from that point on, I never could get comments to show up on his channel again. So, you know, whatever, it is what it is, you know. If you can't handle that, then I don't know what to say. But, and that's the truth. That's the truth. You know, I've seen guys take a little 380 and stop a armed encounter, armed robbery with two guys, a man in his 70s. There's video of it in a gambling place. I was in Florida. He has a little Ruger LCP with the hardest trigger pull and just a few amount of rounds, and he shot these guys all the way back out the door with a little 380. So the fighting gun's not determined by the gun, it's determined by the user. So take it for what it's worth. All right, so I keep going off on all these branches, but I guess this is what we want to do, is talk guns. I love to talk guns. Any subject is good. Anything you guys want to talk about, we can swing down that route. But I don't know, guys. Like I said, I do. I'm really big on getting a Colt AR-15. Really want one of those bad, especially after I seen what those could do. A Colt AR-15 is mil spec. I'm just reading some comments. Thank you. I think it was Silver Bear. But I want a Colt AR-15. Colt AR-15 is the only mil-spec rifle out there. I mean, if you want to go by the book, Colt is the mil-spec rifle. You know, like I said, there's a lot of things I like. I like Daniel Defense, and I would never down any of these high-end. I'd love to have a Knight's Armament. Just don't know if I'll pay the, what is it, $3 grand, $2,700. But I do want a Colt real soon. I might get the Colt that comes without the stock and the fore-end and the pistol grip. I might just get that and put all the things I want. So that's what I'm kind of thinking about doing. A Calibri. But let me show you guys something else I did. Be back in one sec. Okay, this is another one of my AR-15s. This is a pistol, and as you guys know, this is my baby. This is one of my favorites. Let me move some things around here, and I'll put it on the table. I'll show you guys what I did. A friend of mine sent me something on YouTube, and he knows who he is. And very awesome guy. Because I shoot left-handed, he hooked me up. So let me show you what he sent me. So there's my pistola. Love that little guy. Love it, absolutely. It's got the Palmetto State Armory CHF barrel. It's got a Spikes Tactical bolt carrier and bolt carrier group, PSA lower. I got an aim point, Comp M2 up on this piece, and Daniel Defense rear sight. I shoot left. I got the Gunfighter charging handle. And what? But okay, here we go. So he sent me the Seekins Precision safety. Love it. It is just. Let me go ahead and clear this gun here. So here's the Seekins Precision ambi safety. I shoot left, and it's right there for me to flip on and off. Really good machining, very good quality on that. And aim point's on, aim point's always on. But there it is. Love that little 10-incher. That's just an amazing pistol. It's got the What is that? The CAC arm brace, I believe. But that's one of my favorites, guys. I love to shoot that thing. 10.5-inch barrel, cold hammer forged, and can't say enough good things about it. Between that and my SIG MPX, I don't know. Love them both. Any more questions about anything, guys? Wow, it's been 30-some minutes already of me rambling. When's the bank robbery? Someone said. I stop bank robbers. I don't rob banks, okay? Any more questions? Anything. You talk about the news, talk about politics. Not that I'll be an expert in this subject by any means, but I'll try to throw in my 2 cents. I know somebody's got something. But as far as handguns go, I need some night sights. Anybody out there got any night sights for sale for a Glock 17? Anyone? You just got a Holosun? How do you like it? Because I was thinking about getting a Holosun myself. But I do need Glock night sights. I would like to get the new HDs with a thinner front blade. He was asking me about high-end H4T Live. What's up? I got Ozzy watching me. Wow, I didn't even know he was into guns. But anyway, anybody was asking me about, or he was asking about high-end AR-15s. Yeah, man, my spikes and stuff, I consider all those. Now, they're not the highest. Like, yeah, I'd like a Noveski, but do I have a Noveski? No, I don't have a Noveski. I don't have a Daniel Defense. I got an anti-gun troll in there, somebody said. Yeah, no, I'm right-handed, but I shoot left-handed. Yep, I'm right-handed. I would write, on a piece of paper with my right hand, but I shoot left, and I got a killer overhand left punch. So, yeah, if it's laggy, guys, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with a bad connection thing here. Don't know, not for sure exactly why. Antifa. Somebody mentioned Antifa. Yeah, and Antifa's a lost cause. Okay, somebody wanted to talk about Antifa. The ones that come in the name of anti-socialism are actually the socialists. If you look at a socialist concept, a socialist idea is the idea of government controlling things. And that's exactly what Antifa is. That's what they promote. In fact, the socialists were what was in Germany with Hitler that took the guns away. Antifa doesn't believe we should have guns. So Antifa follows all the lines of socialists. The Antifa is the closest thing to Hitler's Germany that you have. And I'm not even joking about that. What's an aim point killer? Oh, the Holosun? Could be. I have no doubt they're good. But, yeah, they're, and I hear these people, what's so stupid, people, you like Trump or you hate him, whatever. I'm not going to go down that road. I know plenty of good people that I consider good friends that don't like Trump as a president, but they also didn't want Hillary. See, that's a kicker. And, at least I know they're smart if they say they didn't want Hillary either. I'm a fan of Trump. If you're not, that's fine with me. I don't got an issue with that. But I keep seeing some of these people, they keep calling Trump a Nazi. And I'm thinking, don't you understand? Oh, I love my M&P 15s. But I keep thinking, don't you understand that the hardcore left are closer to Hitler than anything we have in this country today? And why do I say that? I'm talking about the hardcore left. I got a lot of good Democrat friends on here. I'm talking about the hard alt-left. The ones out in the street putting M80s in bottles and throwing them at people and hitting people with bike locks. These are the Nazi-like people. Those are the ones that are more toward Hitler and Hitler's Germany than anyone else. if you take the term Nazi, a Nazi, the actual definition is a German socialist under the time of Hitler. And like I said, who was the socialist? Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama. All that stuff falls more in line. I'm not saying that they're Nazis, but all that stuff falls more in line with Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, Barack Obama than it ever does with that. What's one of the first things that Germany did was they confiscated everyone's gun. What's the first thing Hillary Clinton tweets out when there's a tragedy or somebody shoots somebody? She talks about gun disarmament. Gun disarmament. I mean, come on. It's crazy. It's crazy. The Antifa, the anti-socialists, or the anti-fascist are the actual fascist. That's all I got to say about that. Well, it only took me 50 minutes to say it. So, I've heard on the news that Mueller has some kind of thing going on that, this fraud, this Russian hoax. Mueller's got some kind of thing that's going on that he's going to be announcing come Monday. And, a lot of new things happen with Hillary now that they're finding out that this whole thing that got Trump wiretapped runs back to Hillary getting a fake dossier. They want to call it a French name to make it sound more official. But they got this dossier, and it was all a scam, and it was bought and paid for by Hillary Clinton and the DNC. And that's what caused Comey to want to try an investigation, and that's why we're paying millions of dollars to Mueller and all this team of lawyers that's in there looking for something that they're not going to find, in my opinion. Now, if they do find anything, I honestly, in my heart, don't believe it'll have anything to do with Donald Trump. There may be something in the lower workings of the people he dealt with, but I don't think they'll find anything hard line to Donald Trump and Russia. I don't see what, I don't know. I don't know. Here's one thing I do know. What I do know is I do not believe in any way, shape, or form that Putin wanted Hillary to be president. Why that is, I don't know. I think maybe Putin thought if Trump was in there, since he's an outsider, he doesn't really know, too much about this country. I think that Putin thought Trump would be easier to deal with or to make certain agreements with if he was in office. I don't think Putin liked Hillary Clinton, so I guess he joins the club of all of us. But I don't know, though. The only thing they have on Russia is they say Russia had a bot that was putting out fake news on media. Oh, okay. Fake news at election time about Hillary. Oh, okay. Well, the DNC's been doing that for years toward the Republicans, so I don't think there's any, what kind of an agreement would there have been? People think there's some kind of, but you can't tell the hard leftists, so they plug their ears, basically. So let's get on to another subject of the day. Well, guys, here, let me tell you a little something about me that you don't know. Thoughts about, I couldn't see that question, sorry, it went off the screen, so you can repost it if you want. Let's talk about something that's been going on with me I haven't told anybody about. And I will be talking about this, doing detailed videos, and showing you guys a little bit later on camera. But I have lost 76 pounds as of last Thursday. I started happened to be Mother's Day of this year. So what, it's been June, July, August, September, October. It's been approximately 5 months. I've lost 76 pounds right now. I go to the gym 4 times a week. I intermittent do cardio. I work out, but I'm going to do videos detailing this. And, certain things I eat. It's hardcore. The diet's not for the faint of heart. And, I'm a whole new person. I went down 10 sizes in pants so far. 10 sizes even in my waist of my pants. So that's why I haven't shown myself on camera. Because I want to wait until I'm near where I want to be and let you guys see me. No one has seen me since I've started. No one on YouTube has seen me since I've started this Mother's Day of this year. But I'm feeling great. And I would like to help others do the same thing. I know there's a lot of people that would have a lot of interest in doing this. And you have to have your mindset there. You got to set your mind to it first, and then I hope I can help others, but I have a way that I flip the switch, I call it. So when I started this diet and eating right, and this is the first time I'm talking about it in public, but when I started this and decided this is what I got to do, my right leg was hurting me going upstairs. I said, this is it. I said, I got to do this. I flipped the switch. And when I flipped that switch, it stopped me from ever even attempting to cross over into something I shouldn't do. So 76 pounds later, and somebody said, am I still collecting handguns? Yeah, I got handguns. Got a good amount of handguns. Okay, somebody wants to know my thoughts on the Tavor. I love the Tavor, would love to have one. The only issue with the Tavor, it's not anything with reliability. The Tavor is great. I think it's a great gun. The only thing with the Tavor, and you can fix it, is the trigger pull. As you know, with bullpups, anything you get, it has linkage from the trigger pull inside the gun. Just think about it and you'll understand what I'm saying. There's linkage inside let me switch this up so I don't bore you guys here, and I'll put this over here. There's linkage inside of a bullpup because the trigger is connected so far back. So the trigger pull is always going to be funky on a bullpup. But what they made is, I think it's a couple $100, is you can get a new upgraded trigger, some kind of a trigger job for that Tavor, and it makes it smooth like butter. As of the Tavor, though, I'd love one, want one. Yeah, I've got these nice SOE gun belts. I can't even wear them. I mean, they're like a hula hoop on me. I'm 10 sizes smaller, and these SOE belts are hula hoops, man. So I'm going to have to send them in and see if they can resize them for me. Right now, I'm wearing old school leather. So, you know, that's what it is. Well, it's not unfortunate. No. I won't ever say that. I'm very glad for the weight loss. Be it buying, if I got to get new belts, whatever. But I'm very fortunate for the weight loss, but I can't conceal as well as I used to, I'll tell you that. I sure can't conceal as good. I don't have as much real estate going around my waist. But yeah, I haven't had pop, I haven't had McDonald's, no fast food, just, you know, I'll do some detailed videos, guys, when it comes out. I may even live stream at the gym what I'm doing, if possible. So, you know, if you want, just curious, you just want to see that, whatever, maybe I'll do that for you. Just live stream right at the gym if I can. So that's what's going on with my life right now. Another thing, I got it used, but I got a Glock 17. Yes, sir, 76 pounds, and thank you. I appreciate that, man. I feel like a new person, but I'm not done yet. That's the thing. I'm just not done yet. I got a little bit more to go. Somebody wanted to know about getting a shockwave, but they live in Ohio. In case you guys didn't know, the law about the shockwave is kind of funny in Ohio. As of right now, for the most part, a shockwave won't be prosecuted just for the fact of owning one and having one. Now, if there was a crime committed or it was used in connection with a crime, it would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But just you owning a shockwave and having one, shooting with it out in the woods, having fun, most of all, or if not all, I'm kind of, let's see here, I'm kind of going into uncharted territory here. What I'm trying to tell you guys is they're not looking to prosecute people that's shooting these in the woods. That's all I'm going to say. You can own it, you can shoot it, you can have fun. The only thing that I think would suck is if you own a shockwave and you want to use it in a self-defense situation, then you're in that gray area with the shockwave and law enforcement. But the shockwave is in a gray area. There are guys working on it in Ohio, and they're trying to get the law changed around to match up with the ATF. But Ohio is not actively prosecuting for the shockwave used in a legal manner. Hope that helps. There is my Warthog AR in front of you. Love that thing. I want to get Ambi. Any of you guys use the Strike Ambi safety? I think it's called Strike 1. I've looked into that, and I think it's really cool. But I want to throw it on here and check it out. So I've seen them. They got them on eBay and different things like that. So that's what I'd like to do, is maybe look into the Strike 1 Ambi safety for that Warthog lower. I think I could get one in like a FDE color. That'd be kind of cool. Or I might just keep it black. What I would like to do is get the EOTech. What is it? The name's escaping me, guys, when I'm on camera. Sometimes my head is gone. But the XPS 2, this one. I want to get this EOTech for the Warthog lower in FDE. They got it. It's a little bit more expensive. You know, maybe at one point I'll get that for that Warthog AR. I love that thing. It runs really good. It doesn't have that boing spring, big boing in the buffer when you shoot it. And I love it. Got the low pro sights on there. I got a sight in. Ozzy just asked me about EOTech versus Aimpoint. Guys, I've got absolutely zero to down either one of them. Absolutely, completely zero. I like both, but I've actually, for some reason, been getting a little bit more into the EOTech. Now, that's just my personal opinion. That has nothing to do with the way the sights are, with the way, you know, you can use them. I just kind of been getting a little bit more into the EOTech, and I used to always be an Aimpoint guy. But I've got more Aimpoints than I do EOTech. So that's just the way it sits right now. But I have absolutely nothing bad to say about either one. I know what people's going to bring up first is the battery life. That's the only thing that I can say differentiates them. The two is the battery life. But I like the reticle on the EOTech, and that's what uses the battery life a little bit quicker. So I can't downplay either sight. In combat, in SWAT team, in law enforcement, in close quarter combat, either one will serve you well. You know, whatever your choice is. He just got his first optic. Ozzy said, "What'd you get?" Reading some comments. I'm gonna grab a little bit of water. If you guys still want to hang out, I'll hang out with you. I wouldn't plan on to be on this long, but if you guys want to hang with me, I'm here. Let me go gonna go get my water out of the other room. All right, I am returned. I love this stuff, guys. There's a difference in the taste. I hate paying the money for it, but I love it. This Avion water with the light blue lid, very good stuff. But any questions, comments? Throw it up. Think about what else we can talk about. Sometimes people ask me they want a truck gun or a cheap gun to throw in their truck. And a lot of times my first opinion to that is if you ever think you're going to be using it to rely on it for your life. Hey, WV Chad, what is up, buddy? What'd you get, Aussie 6 for $350? If you're ever going to be using a truck gun that you think you might use it for your life, don't go cheap. Get something, you know, get a used Glock and throw it under the seat. You know? But I did tell a guy, you know, Tauruses ain't bad. They'll run. They're not the highest. Oh, I love the Aimpoint Comp M4. Hold on one second, Ozzy. I'll show you something. Oh, I can't. Never mind. I can't go get that out of the safe right now. It's in the back of the safe. I got an AR right now set up with the Comp M4 on it, and I was gonna go in and get it, but I'm not. If I go dig in the safe right now, I'm gonna leave you guys hanging. So I'm not gonna do that. But trust me, I got a gun with a Comp M4 sitting on it right now, and I love the thing. You got it for $350. You got a heck of a deal. But let's see here. Taurus revolvers aren't terrible. They're by no means a Smith & Wesson. But if you want something cheap and you want something reliable, I believe you'll do well with a Taurus. You know, you're not going to put thousands of rounds through it or anything like that. But you know, I give options for people that, you know, legitimately have a bunch of kids, have a big family, just don't have the money to go spend $500 on a gun. You know, we do that a lot. And Michael, what is up? My thoughts on the bump fire stocks. Yeah, somebody brought that up already. I already kind of expounded on the bump fire stock. But there's a lot of people out there that's got big families. They just can't go out and pop a $500 gun when they want, and you know, and just bring it home and say, here it is, when they got kids and all this stuff, you know. But yeah, man, I love my Comp M4. The Comp M2 is doing good, and I love the EOTech. I don't know what else to say. I wouldn't get rid of either. Let's put it that way. If you said you got to sell either, I've got more aim points than I do EOTechs, but if you said you had to sell one, I couldn't pick either one. He wants to know about a ankle carry, CCW. I would go for a revolver. Here's a couple of reasons why. I have backup carried a gun on an ankle before. I don't at this point. And it collects and gets more lint than any place else on your body because everything falling from your pant legs and pants all the way down there. It tends to accumulate more lint and everything. And I know how it is, guys. When you carry these guns for duty or you carry them for work, you kind of get lax on cleaning them, okay? So a revolver is always a sure shot. You grab that revolver, and what I liked was, I think it's the Smith, what is it, the Bodyguard, not the Bodyguard, I'm sorry. The stainless steel old school, I think it's the 640. I think it's the 640 stainless steel. I can't remember the model number. It's hammerless. It's kind of on the heavy side. It's 357 Magnum. You pull that thing out, there is no hammer exposed. It's shrouded. There is no way to get lint into that hammer. And that or a regular revolver. I've kicked back and forth the notion of ankle carrying a Glock 26. Have not done that yet, but the ankle holster you want would be the Galco ankle glove. That's the best one I've ever used. It's got the neoprene that they use in sports injury equipment, and that stays. You can do jumping jacks. You can sprint, it won't move. You can leap fences, it won't move. It's going to stay on you, and that's one. If you want to go cheap and get Uncle Mike, she'll be throwing it in the trash. What did somebody just ask me about? I can't remember. I don't even know what he just asked me. Something. But any questions or anything else about guns? I'll throw you my 2 cents, right or wrong. No, I don't get up to Toledo, and that's a little bit far for me. A couple, I don't know, 2.5 hours. Not real bad. Yeah, I got the Leupold Delta Point Pro. If anybody would like to purchase that, I'll sell it for like $250 shipped. If not, I'm going to run it on my SIG MPX. Really good condition, but it's got the riser block with it that cost $80. But you know, it is what it is. I'd rather stick with Aimpoint and EOTech. Somebody want to know about classic firearms. Yeah, I've got some experience with classic firearms. I'm more into the modern, more into the new age. You know, some people will call it tactical. Some people will, you know, whatever. These rifles and handguns and Glocks. And I'll show you guys something else here. Just hold tight for 1 second. I just picked this up on the used market not a whole long time ago. Not that. That's a magazine for it, but I got this not too long ago. It's just another one of your old standard 17s in Gen 4 in all black. And that's the one I want to get some night sights for. And actually what I did, guys, was somebody had that, and the guy was like 5'8", and he said, "Hey, I'm a small guy," and he said, "When I shoot this thing," he said, "I took it to the range one time and I don't want it." He said, "I just couldn't hold it right." He said, "It's just too big for me. It doesn't feel right in my hands. I'm a small guy." So I traded him my Glock 26 that I paid $3.99 for, used. So, that's why I traded him even. I gave him a Gen 3 Glock 26. It had excess big dots on it that I paid $3.99 for and got that. Oh, yeah, Hurt One was just asking me about what I think about the new Smith & Wesson Compact. I'd like to try one out, but I'm not doing like some of these guys and casting my Glocks into the river and saying that, there's everything that I trained on for years, and now I'm going to just switch pistols, and nobody's even tested it long term yet. But I would own one. I would get one if I could get the deal on it or had the extra money to just throw out. I would get the Smith & Wesson Compact, the 2.0 or whatever. I'd definitely try it out and carry it. Somebody just said, if God came to you and said you can only keep one of your guns, which one would it be? That's a very tough question, but I might have to say that it may be my brand new unfired from the 1970s Colt Gold Edition Presidential 1911 that I still have the box for and everything. That might be the one gun that I keep. And that's all locked up and put away, and that's not even in town with me. That's somewhere else. But Glock 21 Gen 3 is a good gun. Yeah, somebody asked me about the Glock 21. I don't really have any. I don't want to word this the wrong way because I don't want you guys to think I'm putting it down. For me, I stick with 9mm. 9mm is good enough for me. I like to train with it, and I like to use it, but there's definitely a place for a 45. And I'm going to tell you, a 45 is a hard-hitting piece of machinery. There's no doubt about it. You carry a 45, you can get some Hornady 185. I think, how much is it? Yeah, 185 grain plus Ps. Put it in your 45. Any standard hollow point HSTs in your 45. There's no doubt that baby's going to pack a wallop for sure. But as far as the most of my handguns and stuff, I like 9mm. Oh, 21 with a 460 conversion. That is sweet. That'll put two guys on their back at the same time. That ain't no joke. That's for sure. Yes, somebody just said they prefer carrying 10mm, and I agree with you on that. Why is a 10mm so good? Well, there's a ton of reasons. Let me give you a couple right off the top of my head. 10mm is one of the hardest hitting semi-auto rounds you can get. And you can get so many different loadings. You can go from hunting all the way down to target shooting. You can get lead hunting rounds. You can get heavy self-defense rounds. You can get any kind of cast. You can get almost any kind of bullets you can think of. You can run in a 10mm they make out there that you can buy. There's such a wide range of variety for a 10mm. Yeah, 220 hard cast. Yeah. But I love the 10mm, guys. I mean, 10mm is like putting Leatherface on his back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I want to get night sights for this. And this thing's like brand new. Traded that Glock 26 that I paid $3.99 for. Didn't even have a box for it. He wanted it. Yeah, Underwood ammo is pretty good stuff, from what I've heard. But I've got to get night sights for this. Love it. Very clean. Yeah, a 460 Roland's a beast, man. I'd love to shoot a 460 Roland. I mean, that's on another level. WV Chad, have a good night, my friend. And I'll talk to you a little bit later on. Well, yeah, guys, that's about it. I'm probably going to get ready to cut this off. And oh, definitely, yeah, the 460 is like, yeah, it's definitely a Magnum round, that's for sure. All right, guys, hey, it was fun hanging with you. That hour went really quick, so I'll talk to you guys real soon. This is H4T, man, and I'm out. Good night, everyone.